the importance of a one-call close. The reason most people fail in sales is they think that closing is a multifaceted deal. It's not. At the end of the day, when I got in real estate, life insurance, waste management, I sold construction materials. At the end of the day, I want to meet with you and you're going to say yes or no. It's a one-time close. One call close. A lot of you are now virtual. One call close. I think if you are going to meet with people, there are people in America that go out and door knock. They door knock, the person opens the door. Like they go out to the house and they make contact with somebody. Or they call somebody and make contact with somebody. And that contact, they book an appointment. That might be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my entire life. You're telling me that I show up at your home to sell you anything. You open the door. I'm there. Me, product, you, consumer. All my stuff's lead-based. You filled something out. You wanted it at some point in time. While you're there, instead of me saying, do you want me to take my shoes off? By the way, anytime you're door knocking or anytime you're running appointments, the minute the door opens and you shake hand, Tom, Sean, how you doing, man? You want me to take my shoes off? Immediately. Why? That means I'm coming in your home. I'm coming in your home so you can buy what you asked for. I'm coming to fill the order that you placed, you requested. That's the only thing you should be asking, not, is it a good time? He opened the door. He's there. I'm kind of busy. So am I, Tom. Doesn't take long. People would say to me, I'm not feeling well. I'm sick. I'm like, good. I don't get sick. You want me to take my shoes off? Whatever it was, I'm ready. I got my shoes. I can get them off right now. You have to understand, once you make contact, you move to closing. Now, it's a process, one call, close, or you will die in business. Because if you knock on the door and book an appointment, or you call Susan, who filled something out, and you're trying to sell it over the phone. Now, if you're booking appointments in the home, obviously you're calling to book an appointment to come see them. You're not trying to close them over the phone. But if you're selling over the phone and somebody answers and says, you caught me at a bad time, they answered the phone. When I got into life insurance sales, they told me the best time to call was like some wacky time, made no sense. So I would call Friday nights, Saturday morning, and I'd book for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday because I had a full-time job. Why did I like Friday night? People are home from work. What do most people don't? Because most people do work statistically Monday through Friday. What are they doing when they're home from work on Friday night? They're probably drinking and hanging out, and they're probably in a pretty damn good mood. I'd book my appointment to see them on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. I do the same thing on Saturday. When I started calling, they said, don't dial until 9 a.m. on Saturday. I said, why can't I call earlier? So I started at 8. And then after about 6 months, I'm like, why don't I go to 7 a.m.? And I remember one of the first calls I made, and the lady answered the phone, and she said, you know what time it is? I said, yes, ma'am, it's a little bit after 7. She said, it's early. I said, you answered the phone. My job is to call and fill the order. So be presumptive, right? So at the end of the day, you have to start thinking, what do I need to do to demonstrate to my client that this is a one-shot, like this is a one-call deal? Sense of urgency. So the number one thing I have to do when I'm meeting with people is I have to create some kind of urgency, right? How do I do that? With proper structure. I give you urgency by saying things like, glad we connected today. It doesn't matter what the product is. I'm glad we connected today. I wanted to get you the information on the product you requested so we could take care of it because we need to see, number one, if you're eligible or what the product, get you all the information. Sense of urgency. I'm very busy. I get a lot of these requests. When I'd call you about life insurance, we had hundreds of thousands of leads. So I would say we get hundreds, which is true. They're all over the country. So I'd say we get tons of them. So my time is valuable. If you want somebody to value your time, you have to value it. So many people get into sales. They don't value their time at all. Somebody goes, I go, hey, I'll see you tomorrow at noon. I show up at the house and you answer the door and go, no, it's not a good time. Oh, it's the time we booked. It's a good time. Or they just come back at 2, come back at 6, come back at 9. How about next week? And then you run around and you do whatever they ask you to do. Would you respect somebody that acted like you? They're just doing it to test you. Matter of fact, would I buy a product from somebody who gets pushed around by everybody? What happens if I need you to get my back on the product I purchased from you? You ain't going to get my back. I tell you what to do and you run around. Tom, it's not a good time for me either. I got 8 more appointments today. You're going to take my shoes off. How long is it going to take, Sean? The more questions you ask, Tom, the longer it's going to take. One call close. If I'm on the phone, I'm closing. I'm banging the phones all day to get in front of people. If I'm on Zoom, you set the stage. You explain why, you explain what your job is, why you're calling or why you're there, creating urgency with structure and value of your time, explaining that you don't have time to call people 17 times about something that they actually already asked for. And if you say, I can't have this kind of expectation or posture, Sean, then you don't have a lead-based sale. If you are in a lead-based sale, you should have an expectation that one contact is one call. One call close should be your expectation. You should be able to create urgency. If you go, I'm cold calling or cold knocking, I'm going to help you out here. Can you see the whole board here, Andrew, no matter how low I go? Yes, sir. If you're cold calling, if you don't have leads, and you're cold contacting, I'm going to help you with your business. It's one word. It's very easy. All you have to do today is quit, because you ain't never going to make any money. Ever. You go, dude, I'm probably the best salesman you'll ever meet. I'm not good at a lot of things. Give me a product and I will mother freaking sell it. And I love people. I love providing value. It's got to be a product I believe in. But any product I believe in that's good for people, and I will outsell most people you ever meet. That's just how I feel. I'll work you. I'll get a better attitude. I'm teachable. I watch what people do. If they're really good, I mimic things they do. But if it's a cold contact or no leads, and I got to knock on the door, and I really can't expect a one call close because they didn't even know I was coming. And I wouldn't be calling people that didn't ask for something because I value my time. If you are doing something without leads, cold calling, cold contacting, you don't value your time, which is sad. So that's my help right there. If you cold calling, cold contact, you're like, dude, I can't do a one call close. Quit. I helped you. Even if you don't get into sales, you're going to go back and get your job back, keep your job. Quit doing that. You're going to be frustrated. For those of you that are in business where you're getting leads, like real leads, you're helping people out, you have to start to understand. You put your day, your week, your month into proper, you need that proper preparation to provide that structure for your schedule. But you need to communicate that to your client. You had to unequivocally explain to them your job. So I say stuff like, let's use life insurance. I say, once I go in, be very careful. What leads to multiple appointments is your inability to stop this rapport building for an hour. Rapport building is 2 or 3 minutes. You might build additional rapport during your appointment. Your initial rapport building, hey, Tom, how long y'all lived here? Hey, Tom, that's a beautiful deck. Did you build that yourself? I see the material in the back. Hey, Tom, that's a really cool car. Hey, Susan, that's a great picture. Where'd you grow up, Susan? I mean, I want you to connect with people. Share some stuff about you. But once it's 2 or 3 minutes, you enter in this danger zone of them continuing you down this path of continued rapport building. And before you know it, you're like, dude, like, we're here for 35 minutes. Ever done that? You're talking to a client. You're 35 minutes into it. You ain't taught nothing about your product. Now they became your friend. Friends don't buy the first time. Friends don't do one-time close because they're your friends. Familiarity breeds contempt. They don't take you seriously. So at the end of the day, what you have to understand is you have a couple minutes. And then as you basically take a step back, I mean, that's really interesting, Tom. It's really interesting, Susan. Man, I could talk to you all day long about your background, about your job. They got me. They got me running 10, 12, 15 appointments a day. Why do I say they? Because they have a they too. They have a job where they tell them what to do as well. I have a job. I got to get out there. I am they, and I'm he and they and I, which sounds crazy, but I am working for myself. But it is, hey, they got me running this many appointments a day. So so first of all, guys, I have what y'all had filled out. You can do the same thing on the phone. I got what y'all filled out. Let me explain my job so you're not remotely confused. Give them structure. You want to create sense of urgency. I say this all the time. Short-term goals and structure. You need to create urgency to have a one-call close. Or you'll be out there for 48 minutes, or you'll be on the phone for 48 minutes. Before you know it, you're like, this is going nowhere. You also have to understand the first 5, 7 minutes, who is not going to be a one-call close. You go, what should I do when they're not a one-call close? Quit talking to them. Leave. You go, but I could go meet with them 2, 3, 5, 7 times. Maybe they buy the product. They probably won't keep it anyway. If somebody asks for anything, if you're a property manager and you go show them the apartment, they need an apartment. They requested to see it. You showed it to them and they don't make a decision on the spot and it's available and they say want to think about it. They don't really want the apartment. They're not really in a position where they're comfortable leasing yet. Maybe it's the area, maybe it's the amount, whatever. They're not comfortable. They're not going to do it. Don't call them 114 times. That doesn't work, by the way. It's 2024. That doesn't work. They get as much information anywhere they want at their fingertips. They can get lost in any social media deal and move on from you in a minute. It isn't 1952 where the phone had to ring. That stuff don't work. So now it's for you to understand, how do I put myself in that position where I create that sense of urgency, where I explain to them why this is going to happen. And guess what? If you start talking to them 5-7 minutes, they're like, we're just like to shop. Okay, I have to help people. I have real people looking to rent real apartments. I have real people looking to really buy life insurance. By the way, isn't it very odd to fill out a lead? Have somebody call you. I don't care what the lead's for. I don't care if it's pest control. I have a terrible problem with mice. And then I go out to your home and I go, all right, guys, so here's the way it works. Boom, boom, boom. And you go, let us think about it. What? Because then I've never done pest control. But I have pest control people. They come out and take care of whatever they take care of. The good news, I don't see a lot, so whatever they do must be working, or I assume it's working. I assume they're all probably about the same before you go like, no, they're not. They probably are. But if I have a problem and I don't like that mice are in my house or whatever, and you come out and I still don't do it, it's because you didn't give me a sense of urgency. That seems pretty easy with mice. Don't even let me sell pest control. I'd have fake mice in my pocket going, see, that could be real. Like, I mean, I'd be messing people up. I'd be tormenting. You want me to come to your house. But you got to create a sense of urgency. One call close. When I was in real estate, they said you need to take on buyers. I was like, I ain't no problem taking on buyers. Here's what I did. I'd be like, I'm taking on buyers. So the buyers would call me up. I didn't know them. And by the way, some of you real estate people would be like, I wouldn't do it that way. I made a lot of money in real estate. And I outsold everybody in my office. So you do whatever you want to do. But I made a lot. They had me speaking in front of 10,000 people in Vegas at a RE/MAX convention. I'd been here a minute. So like it worked. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to send you all the properties that are in your price range and your specifications. You're going to drive by all the ones that are of interest to you. And you're going to pick your top 3 properties. We're going to schedule one day, where I'm going to take you to these 3. I'm going to schedule a viewing for each one of these 3. At the end of the day, I'm not mad if you don't make a decision to buy. But if I send you a list of 47 in your area and your specs and all that, and you guys drive by all 47, they're in the same area, it'll take you too long, and you pick 3, I'm going to bring you there. If these 3 have reasons that I wouldn't buy in price or whatever else, we'll go see 3 more. If these 3, like, I'm advocating for you. So if I'm like, hey, dude, that's a shared driveway. You know what that means? Oh, no, I didn't know what that means. I wouldn't do that. Hey, that roof is old and it's going to be this much in the price. Like, I get it. My point is, I'm not going to go drive around and entertain you for 5 days with 47 showings. You know who's going to do that? An agent who's broke and has nothing but time. And you know what's funny? I'd sit in my office and say that. People would be like, how do you say that to people? Like, how does that work? I'm like, because I'm busy. And by the way, they're the ones going to live in it, not me. Now, that they reach back out to me and go, hey, we like these 7. What do you think on it? It takes me 5 minutes. I'll peruse through them and go, these 3 are overpriced. This area, you need to know this about this area. I based on what y'all have told me, I do think these are your 3 best out of the 7, but that's up to you. They might kick back and go, we like these 2. We want to include this one as well. Then my job's to advocate. But I watch agents get led around by clients. They just get led around. They don't even know what's going on. Like, right now, it's confusing you on YouTube. It's weird. Imagine living your life like this. Like, what do my clients say? Tomorrow I'm going to do this. Or you go show them the properties and everything's great, and they're trying to find a way to sabotage the deal because they think that's sales. A lot of people think that negotiation is pissing the other person off and getting away with something. It's not. It's not the way it works. My job is to get the best possible deal for my client, by far. their job, get the best possible deal for their client. In here lies the best deal for them, best deal for us, and we come in here somewhere. That's the way it works. You go, but I want everything always, and I want every. Okay, well, live where you're gonna live now, dude. You ain't gonna. That's anybody willing to give everything up probably don't have a very desirable property. I did the same thing in life insurance. Like, I'm here for you. I'm not mad. Hey, can you leave us your card, Sean? For what? Why would I leave you my card? I gave you all the information, and I'll leave you with this. One of the truest statements you'll ever hear is no good deed goes unpunished. You sit with somebody for an hour and 25 minutes, and they go, well, you know what? Listen, really appreciate it. I'm not going to buy today, but but we're probably going to buy. Give us your card. We'll call you. If you do that 1,000 times and one person calls you, you hit the lotto. And I tell everybody that, and they're like, no, I know, I'll never do that. And they get out there, and then it's like they give out cards and make no money. Me, I'd go, hey guys, what would you do with the card if I carried business cards on me? I have contact. I can give you my phone and tap it on your phone and give you, but like you already have my phone number. What would that do if I gave you that card? Well, so we can, okay guys, well, I broke it down for you. It will cost all of $147 a month to have the exact life insurance you requested. It's actuarial science. So like the products are the products. There's really not, I'm an independent, yada, yada, yada. Here's the deal. What is the reason that we're not doing this today? And then you have to learn to deal with the BS objections because they're just BS. Create your sense of urgency. Handle yourself like a professional. You be the one in charge, and you'll master the one call or one visit or one time close. And anybody that tells you, nope, don't do it that way, they're weak. They don't provide structure. They will lead you in a path of destruction. Find real people that are really good at sales, really good at protecting people. Don't take advantage of people. Be straight up with them. Give them the product they ask for. Be honest with them. But carry yourself with some damn respect. And if you don't respect your time, don't ask anybody else to respect it because they won't. If you like this, it makes sense, please share it with somebody. Send it to somebody in sales. Somebody think you get in sales. Like, subscribe. And if you love this one, throw you a link of a couple other videos you're definitely going to love. Thanks for tuning in on YouTube. Please get the word out. We're giving real valuable information to people that they actually need. And I've actually done it. Weirdly enough, right? It's like you got Shannon Sharpe over here and Stephen A talking about football. And you're like, I wish Stephen A would stop talking so we listen to Shannon, right? Because he played. Dude, I've been doing this for the better part of 30 years. Killing it in sales, killing it in one call closes. I know what I'm talking about, getting the information out there. Appreciate your support.